Hello, my name's Tito, and I'm developing a game called PIGFACE. In April, I released a demo which amassed around 10,000 downloads. In it, you kill your way through a warehouse in order to appease a figure that talks to you through a television. It drops a few story hints, but overall, the story is going to be overwritten by the main game. Because of the reception, I thought it'd be fun to make a video about the design process for the demo itself, because it was a lot of work to crank out in 2 months, and I learned a lot while doing it. I hope you learned something, maybe gain some insight, or just have your curiosity satisfied by this video. I enjoyed making it, and I hope you enjoy it too. And depending on how people like this format, I'd love to do something like this for the full release as well. Also, there's going to be spoilers in this. Basically the whole demo is going to be spoiled, including the secret ending, so if you haven't played it, I'd suggest checking it out. I just got a message on Twitter. Latinx supporter replied, "I will pre-order ASAP. Thank you, Mr. Hairline." Okay. This is why you don't fucking post pictures of yourself on the internet. People will roast your fucking hairline. I know it's receding. Okay? That's like, X% of males have receding hairlines. It's fine. I'm not gonna lose my hair. So, the way that I designed this combat warehouse was stupid. So initially, and this is where you're gonna see how dumb this is. This is just an object. Like, it's just a straight up, like, I made a big box in Blender that was, it's just this size, and it had more walls on the sides as well, but I don't know what I did with them. I think I combined them or something. And the reason that I did this was I just wanted to have this, initially I just wanted to have a really big open space for some sort of shooting range. So initially I just wanted to have this kind of shooting range, and then I wanted to have what is the combat test, this like maze-like arena that you run around in. But because I started off with this box, I gave myself limitations in the space that I had to fill. I didn't design this by saying, okay, this room is designed first and then blah, 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 we have to go this way. I gave myself a box and was like, okay, this is where we're going to start. In the game, the demo itself, all these lights turn on sequentially. And this actually is not an artistic choice at all. This emerged because the amount of real-time lights that we're rendering, once they were all on, the game just completely shit itself. And this is because I have not optimized this game whatsoever. Everything in this scene is being drawn multiple times because of all the real-time lights, especially because of shadows. It's not really a bad thing. It's dumb. It's very dumb. I don't know much about optimization, but I'm going to learn as I develop this game. But it just goes to show you how limitations and technical issues can actually lead to something very interesting. So I'm actually going to really quickly turn on all the lights. Oh god, okay, I have all the lights selected and it's lagging the shit on my computer. Okay. Oh, wow, that does not run well at all. But yeah, these were all supposed to be turned on initially, but because of the performance, I elected to go with a different method. And that method was cool, you know, like it made it look really good. This first room is really interesting, I think, because it's kind of the whole thing. And I wouldn't say that I shot myself in the foot, but I may have set people up with some expectations that I don't think I'm necessarily going to fulfill in the way that they think in the full release of the game. So when you turn on this TV, a character speaks to you literally exactly like it's Saw, because, you know, I'm obviously, for this level, I'm very inspired by Saw, but that's not what the whole game's going to be at all. Like, even this, like, demo area here is going to be different. I don't think this fits tonally anymore with what the game is going to be. This was really cool microcosm of what the game is, but it's very, like, maximalist and in your face and, like, intricate, whereas the game is going to head in the direction of more open stuff with linear experiences kind of like this sprinkled in between, as well as sections of levels being laid out with this type of intricacy and layer design. But yeah, this first cutscene was something that I enjoyed making a lot. I loved doing the voice work for it. It was very, very fun. But it took me so long to do the dialogue because, I don't know, sitting down to actually write things out and then perform them with your voice when you know it's like the last 1% of something that you need to do is immensely taxing. It's just, something about it. It's because it's the last thing. It's the last thing you want to do. Now, the interesting thing about this, I'm going to really quickly change my layout here just a little so I can manipulate this on the fly and then you guys can see it. So the way that I did this, it wasn't a shader. This is not a shader that makes the TV wiggle. It's an offset. I'll just play footage of what this looks like in game, but essentially the animator goes through and it just slides the offset of the texture a bunch, which is like kind of goofy. I edited this in Movie Studio and then exported all of these images and put them into GIMP and then just lined them up on a texture sheet. So it'll just go from like 1, 2, 3, 4 down, 1, 2, 3, 4 down, 1, 2, 3, 4 down, 1, 2, 3, 4 down. So it's like really, really simple math, and it was done with an animator, and it's fine. And the thing is, what's really funny is that you could definitely do this with a shader, literally with the shader that I use already for post-processing. You could probably do this. I don't know, something came over me and I was like, oh, I want to try it this way because I wanted that kind of effect that's on the screens in Crash Bandicoot when what the hell's his name? Engine? What the fuck is the guy's name? The evil character, the villain in that guy, Alex Jones.
I can smell you from 1,000 miles away, and you smell like failure.
From the Hooply animations. I've mispronounced so many names. That screen, I wanted to do something like that. So I think I achieved that effect pretty nice. These pipes, this is so stupid. Like, I do this way differently now, but like, look at how many fucking objects there are. Look at this. Look at how many fucking pipes I have. Like, good God, man. And like, I'm going to be real with you. These are all being drawn on the screen all the time because I don't have occlusion culling set up. What I do now is I have a new method of doing this where I'll set up, like, let's just do that. I just have an image of a pipe and I put that on a quad. You know what I mean? Like, this is, actually, I don't even need to do this. I can just select all, select that, deselect that, boom. And I drag this over. I just do that and then I'll just line it up, you know? You get what I'm trying to say, is I just have an image of pipes because no one's going to look at it. And the best part is, because of this style, it actually looks more correct if you just have an image of pipes, like really nice looking pipes. It's especially fun because I took that picture at a train station and then made it seamless, so now it's like my own little baby that I have inside of this game. Okay, here's an area that this is it's kind of a problem. It's not a problem in the sense that it's detrimental, but it's a problem for like just simple design reasons. This curtain here is a physics object that you can just kind of jump right through. A lot of people, when they played through this, they would hit the skip intro button, they would run out of this room, and then they would turn right and go and stand in the sledgehammer room and go, fuck, I really wish I could just go right to the combat test. There's a curtain here that you can see and interact with. I should have made this a lot more explicit. Like, you should have ran into it and then, or been forced to run into it and interact with it. Because then you would see this once you respawn and go, wait a minute, I can just jump through here. And boom, you can jump out and then you go right to this combat test area. But, you know, it happens. So what's interesting is I have these barbed wire blockers, colliders. I don't actually have any special material for what these are. It's just the default U-modeler grid material. But they don't actually stop you. You can just jump right over this if you want. Part of this combat warehouse that I really wanted to keep throughout the entirety of developing it was freedom, that you could just go kind of wherever you want if you weasel around a little bit. And people really figured that out when they were speedrunning this section, because you can straight up just skip everything if you want. So that's kind of embedded in this whole first area. You have this skip right here through this curtain, and then you also have this additional skip right here where you can just kind of jump onto these shelves and stuff. And all this yellow material is just clipping material. It's just this clip collision mesh that I put in a specific hierarchy that then disables all of those mesh renderers upon the game starting. So you don't see this, but it's there. This second room is where I started getting like more narratively focused. You walk into this trigger that closes the door behind you, and then the rabbit on the TV starts telling you about what you need to do. You can't see it here, but there are little decals just saying pick up the sledgehammer, because one of the painful things about being someone who is developing interactive media is that it is inherently interactive. So a big part of getting information across is that people are going to be determining how these interactions happen. You kind of have to assume that there are people that are just not even going to fucking pay attention to anything that is being said on this TV. They're not going to see this sledgehammer item here at all. They're going to have no idea it exists. They literally look at the wall where it says pick up the sledgehammer. They listen to the whole thing on the TV, and then they walk out here and they die holding nothing. And they're like, what? So it's just like, this is why in my Dishonored video, I have a little moment where I just say that, like, we need yellow paint in games. Like, everyone's being a little bit too ridiculous about it. Yeah, we need yellow paint, unfortunately. You have to show people where to go. Even if you creatively try to indicate it, I say creative loosely because I literally put a fucking sentence on a wall that says, do exactly this, and people still don't follow it. So, yellow paint, I can excuse it because people are a lot more impatient than you think, and that's not a bad thing. I'm the same way. One other thing that I noticed, both in the feedback as well as watching videos of people playing this, is that everyone wanted to fucking break the TV. Which, you know what? I did too. I like that idea. It's a fun idea. But the problem is there are too many moving parts, and I was really in a crunch to get this out because I wanted to set a deadline for myself and actually follow through with it, because games are hard to design. They're really hard to follow through with. They're hard to design and complete and do whatever, blah, blah, blah. You've heard all of it before. I don't want to add it because this is not even going to be in the full game anymore. This is just like kind of a teaser taster thing. But yeah, it would have been a nice idea. It would have been really fun. And it could have played into the bomb collar that's around the player's neck, because you can detonate it. It can be detonated. And I'll talk about that later. And then here are your first enemies. They look different now because I have the first lazy, rough pass of what the enemies are going to look like in the game. Like they don't even have hair right now. They have this horrifying face. Put that back. Put that back. I don't want to see that. Some people noted that you can pick up the hammers, which is really, it's a different way to engage. And some other people noted that you can pick up bottles and throw them and pick up morphine and get health and all that. Also, it's not showing up still, right? But I had to put use your flashlight, again, written out in text, because I had some people playtest this, and even game developers didn't know to use the flashlight, even though I show the controls on screen and you can pause and see the controls. I get that we're all busy, right? Like, that's another big factor. Game devs are always busy, so playtesting other people's games is going to be a very quick journalistic experience. But that's the best thing, because you need to stupid proof. Not stupid proof. That's wrong. You need to patience proof the game, because if someone's impatient, nothing you can fucking do about that. I would rather have yellow paint indicating where you should go, rather than having someone play the game and go, wow, this is really fucking annoying that I don't know what to do. And it's strange, because I assume to some people playing this game, it feels very hands-off. But a lot of the design decisions were deliberate, because I wanted to just make it kind of like seamless. It's hands-off in the sense that, like, everything you do, there isn't really going to be friction necessarily, or there shouldn't be friction. I don't believe there should be friction. Like, the game itself will be like hard, and you have to pay attention to your surroundings. You gotta try to like really guess where you're shooting and stuff. But like, doing that isn't confusing. Does that make sense? Anyways, you come through here, you fight these guys, you fight this person, maybe you see the morphine. And then in here, this is another trigger that closes this door. And this is like the final mini test, where you just have to fight two dudes, which is not like crazy, but I guess probably to someone who's never played this before, it's like, whoa, now there's two people I have to fight. What the hell? And then you kill them, and then you get another little cutscene. And I think it's all pretty effective. As much as I've said that the tone for this game is not... Oh, I didn't realize that was still carpet. That is not supposed to be carpet. That's supposed to be metal. Interesting. Where was I? Yeah, sorry. The tone is very consistent throughout. And even though I'm changing the tone, I'm very proud with how this combat warehouse turned out. I think it's a very good singular thing. People liked it, so, whatever. This is stuff that I added later. actually. This is some of the last things I added. Well, the last things I added were actually healing items. That was almost not in the game at all because I was kind of blitzing through this and I didn't expect that people would need health. That I'm wrong. People absolutely do because they've never played this game before. This ammunition thing is just here, so you can just do this as many times as you want. And then this is the gun table that people always have very interesting reactions to when they see it. It's kind of funny because they're all. I really only have 5. 5 weapons? How many? 1, 2. Yeah, I only have 6 firearms total, and there's still only 6 firearms, which really sucks. I really want to make some more, but I just haven't had the motivation. So it's funny, people see this table full of shit, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is awesome!" But really, it's only 6 weapons, so it's not that many. But I mean, I don't know. 6 weapons doesn't seem like a lot to me. I want to have a lot more in this game. I want to have at least twice as many firearms in the game. This is another thing that I actually have been using a lot of that I really, really like is the Unity line renderer component is actually so useful. You can just edit the points. It's so nice, especially because like I'm really just, I'm using lots of images now and just flat quads of things because I think you can have a lot of detail and fidelity for a really, really low cost, especially with this photo sourced workflow. These things just fit right in. Like it works perfectly. Yeah, I don't know if there's too much to say more about this ranged area. Oh, here's a funny thing. So this is the clipping that I have. Oh, no, it's not. Sorry. This is the clipping that I have. It's a huge object. For some reason in UModeler, if you join certain objects together, like just certain faces will just disappear. So you can like go up here and see all these broken ass textures. By the way, speaking of textures, okay. Shout the fuck out Corpus Edax. Louis is so nice. He gave me, well, he didn't give me, I got these textures from an asset pack that he put on his itch to raise money for Palestine. Which is just fantastic. Like it's a really fantastic thing to do. And it also contains the best concrete textures ever. They're so good. I don't know what it is about them. I lose my fucking marbles every time I see them. Like, let me show you this. This is insane. Okay, like I have a wall here and it's like, oh, boring ass wall, whatever. Okay, concrete wall. Let me type this in. Look at this. Look at how submissive and tileable that is. Good Lord. There's so much detail. And then you have this. And it's like, it has this harsh cutoff. But the thing is, you can use these like gradients here to get so much detail. Look at those. I don't get it. I constantly talk about this. And here we go. Here's the main event. This is the combat test. And I had a lot of fun designing this. This was a really cool area to design. It's neat, especially because I designed it very piecemeal. I would do a little bit per day. I started with this little winding area here, and you would go here, and then I ended with that little thing. And I'll insert some pictures here. I still have the file folder that contains the sketches that I did about this design when I was figuring out what this is going to look like.
I laid these out on my bed, so just don't worry about it. These are like little guys, and they're gonna wield sledgehammers at some point. Ammo box. The hell is this? Path to shooting range. That's something. This is like this is the rough layout, and then here's the secret area that we're gonna get to later. And this is like a top-down view. Initially, I was gonna have that where there was that test. It was just gonna be like, here's one guy, and you kill him, and then it lets you through, and that would be like your test. But I think it works much better having the combat immediately. Here's the really weird chubby line art of initially what I thought the menu was going to be. This is more this is how I made the menu. The actual like pause menu. This is what the hell is this?
Additionally, on top of everything else, I forgot to mention, like, in the beginning, I said, like, I had some core design things that I was going to do. One of them was to keep everything open. The other was added a little bit later, but I was like, I want to add a second ending to this. So as I was designing this, I also had to consciously think, okay, where am I going to put the exit to this? But I don't think we're going to get to that first. This area up here, I'm actually very proud of because it has this kind of Overwatch position, and you can get here, which is just cool. And I guess a mini version of this is this first sniper here, where you come out of this corner, you kill this guy, and then go, oh shit, there's a guy up there looking at me. So like that aspect of verticality was very, very important to me from the very beginning, as well as blocking off the sight lines so that you could actually go here without perishing right away. I feel really bad, but this wall has made it so some people can't play because I programmed the rigid body controller, or I didn't program it. I had a single thing in my rigid body controller that did not function properly. And I really have to shout out this name on screen. I don't remember the name. I'm sorry. This person on screen. I have to shout them out because they, it's so hilarious. They literally were like, hey man, I found a fix for your game. Check this out. Sent me a video and it's them like fucking inserting and injecting code into the game and then saying like, here, I made a little test to show you what's wrong with your game. Here's how to fix it. And the fix worked and it was great. And it was so informative to just see that little demonstration. Yeah, unfortunately, people on low-end machines could not get up this because of an issue with Unity's physics as well as my own bad programming. So I apologize and I'm sorry I didn't get a fix out sooner. I can't get a fix out because I've changed the game so much. Honestly, I feel really bad. I should have just put out a really small patch like right away, but I kept telling myself I had to make something substantial, which, you know, obviously in retrospect is not true. So my apologies. But anyways, you can actually, again, here's a blue curtain. You can go up here as well. And there's just a little nothing room and a wall that says fuck you because I think it's funny. And then there's this alternate pathway where you can drop through here and attack what would be a ranged guy, but again, I told you I broke those guys, so don't worry about it. And then, yeah, you're done. And this of course, this timer just starts when you pull the lever using Unity's event system, which I am now in love with because for the purposes of my game, it's such a simple modular system. It's so good to just hook things up and have them work right away. It's so simple. And then you go through this door that opens and you get another cutscene and the game ends and then there's just this black room with nothing in it. But there's also a break in the barbed wire here. And if you go over this, you can go through here and then through this hallway and then through here. And then there's another little bit of voice acting. This is what I mark as a special enemy. All special enemies do is they hold a simple thing in a switch case where when you kill them, just play slow motion when you die. That's it. I put this person here and then a little voice acted thing by yours truly. Again, I did the voice acting.
Hey, I just work here. You can leave. Please, just go.
To kind of just punctuate that, hey, this is a little bit of a secret. This is cool, behind the scenes, whatever. You're not supposed to be here, blah, blah, blah. And then you do that and you go out this way and you think you're escaping and nope, there's guys over here. Oh, is this them? Yeah, this is them. This is where they all spawned, apparently. Why did they break like that? I don't understand. Sorry. That's so silly. Oh, God, I'd have to put them all back here. What are you doing here? What are you? How many of you are in there? Whatever. I don't want to fix this. You know what I mean? Initially, actually, this entire exterior was modeled with like a big wall going all across, and you were able to walk all the way out here and escape, like literally escape and walk this way. But it just didn't feel right. It felt a little too weird to look back at this big empty lot. It might have been cooler, but I don't know. There would have been a lot of background detailing I would have to do, and I don't think I wanted to do that. Also, this is really funny. These headlights here, or these taillights, are just squares with an emissive texture on them. That's it. But yeah, that's not exactly all in this combat warehouse. There's also this thing, this little lever. If you pull this, it detonates your bomb collar.
Oh.
Which is, I put this here because I wanted to make sure people who were like, hey, where's the bomb collar? I thought we were told there was a bomb collar. It's like, well, here you go. If you find the secret, this person was the person that was going to pull the lever. Yeah, and also, just for context purposes, this person here, this is not the rabbit that you're talking to. Nor am I the rabbit in the TV. That's actually a character in the game, and I'm kind of upset that I made it my profile picture. I shouldn't have done that, but whatever. I feel like people like the little persona, so who cares? Also, I'm not a furry, just so you know. Just putting it out there, not a furry at all. I'm not one. I don't hate furries either. I'm not one of those fucking edgelords that does that. I just am not a furry. I'm not. I'm a straight guy. I'm a straight guy with a lovely lady Goyle friend. People are still probably going to think I am. It doesn't matter. So one of the other ways that you can actually get the bomb collar to detonate is these security cameras. They're all facing the wrong way because they work off of aim constraints, which I'm not going to use anymore because they're so fucking annoying. And when you shoot them, they just fall down and instantly like break. But there's one there. There's one here as well. And there's one over here as well. And if you shoot, I think if you shoot all three, that's when the bomb goes off. It might only be two. But if you shoot those, the bomb collar around your neck explodes. And it uses the exact same event that's triggered by this lever. It just calls the exact same function. Yeah, and then all the detailing was just dragging cubes around, really. It's just a bunch of cubes. Like even these little rods, they're just cubes. What else? Oh, this is my lovely friend, my good buddy. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to like dox him, but that's my pal. And this is a funny ass Snapchat picture from years and years and years ago, and I use him as my event holders, my event triggers. This is just like holding a bunch of ambient light settings, so when you walk out through this thing, it just changes the level lighting so it looks better outside. And he's just a data holder, that's all. There's another one right here. This is the object that plays the stinger of the song once you complete the game. What else? Oh, one other thing I forgot to address in this room is these player hands. These are just arms. These are just straight up arms, and they just animate, and then the camera follows them up, and then you stand up, and yeah, it's not like the greatest animation, and it's not the greatest rig either. Like, look at how fucked up these hands are. Like, what is that? But it's the rig that I've chosen to use, and I've done a lot of stuff for armatures in it, so I'm not changing it, and it's kind of whatever. And what's also funny is the blood splatter on the floor, those are the exact same randomized blood splatters that come out of enemies. So every time you actually get up in this demo, those blood splatters are in a different pattern just because I'm using that prefab that I made a while ago just for blood splatters. So yeah, it's janky, but it works. Oh yeah, so the combat warehouse, right? This is whatever. I just loaded into the combat warehouse _ skip intro. Yeah, I'm a fucking psychopath, and instead of programming something in the first level, I just copy and pasted the entire scene once it was finished, and then just tweaked some values and then raised the door, and that's it. So it's the same thing. It's literally the same level, but it's just duplicated. It's actually kind of funny in retrospect, because that might mean that my game size was like, the size of the game might have been doubled just because of this fucking stupid oversight. Not even oversight, like this dumb hack, this hacky workaround, when it did not need to be doubled at all. Let me go to demo menu. Here we go. Yeah, I'm extremely proud of how this looks. Like, I don't want this to be masturbatory or something. I'm sorry. I love how this looks. I'm so proud of this scene. I really, really like it. I like it. I don't know. I'm a fucking sucker for just like games that kind of look alive, you know? Like you can look at it and go, huh, this is almost a believable world. And that's what this feels like to me. It feels like I did it, you know? As someone making art stuff, you kind of have to just, you know, look in the mirror and jack off every once in a while. Feels good. Feels fucking awesome, actually. But yeah, this menu is real simple. Once you complete the secret ending, it has the extra motel work in progress, which is also being antiquated because I've made a much better level that takes place in a motel. So we don't even have to worry about that. Does not need to be mentioned. And one of the other things that I'm really proud of that I am happy I made. So the menu screen fades out, and then keep your eyes on, yeah, there he is. That little guy does like a little thing with his arms. Here, let me turn on the lighting here, actually. The light kind of goes over that guy, and then he raises his hand up to block it, and then the van pulls in. And it's just, I don't know, it was a nice little touch that I wanted to add. And it really wasn't that hard to do. And it was fun. I'm still really proud of it. I don't think my animating skills are very good. This van looks like ass. It was cool. It was very fun to make this animation, especially because it's so tangible. once it's done, you get to just look at it and go like, damn, I made this whole thing. What the fuck? It's so cool. Whereas like if you spend some time optimizing something, it's not like you can't like bite into it really. But an animation you can directly experience, and it's just fun to look at, watch, and go, huh, cool, I did it. This detail also on the outside here, it doesn't go on for too long, but it does enough. I think I was gonna have a train kind of zoom by. I don't want to put trains in every single level. There's gonna be a few levels with trains, and I it's a special occasion, you know. It's a train. Everyone fucking loves trains. I don't want to go train crazy immediately. Okay, this is running very long, but this has been about an hour. I think I can probably cut this down to like 30 minutes maybe. But I hope you enjoyed looking at this kind of this demo retrospective. I don't think there's anything I failed to address. Oh, also, this is what it looks like without any post-processing, by the way. Like, doesn't that do so much heavy lifting? Isn't that nuts? Look at that. Right? Like, holy shit. It's like, this looks like shit. Hell yeah, it looks amazing. Looks like shit. Yeah, it's pretty good. No one's even watching at this point. Goodbye. See you later. Goodbye. Goodbye.